We're doing it.
We're doing it.
We are doing it. Welcome to the after show. It is Anna Lummy, Rhett, Macho. We'll probably be doing this show maybe till 11:15 tops. Bubba's out. He's going to go see Dr. Mark, his urologist, because he passed a fucking massive kidney stone yesterday.
What did you say? It was 7 millimeters?
Yeah, between 7 and 8. It's, not a perfect sphere, so obviously it's a bit oddly shaped, much like the stage behind you. So it's anywhere between 7 to 8 millimeters, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I was the first person that he told when he came out of the bathroom between the shows, and he opens the door, swings it open, looks at me, and he goes, I'm like, you all right? He's like, I passed it. I'm like, oh, shit. He's like, tells me that he Cloroxed it and the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, let me see it. He shows it to me. I'm like, what the fuck? That was a P. Like a PEA, like a P. It was huge and jagged.
You didn't hear him scream or anything?
No, but I also between the shows, I usually zone the fuck out. Like I watch something dumb or just watch some news, something. I don't know. I fully just kind of engulf myself into usually like my phone or video I'm watching on the computer or something like that, just to kind of, reset and then come back to the after show so Bubba can talk about, his Warsaw football high school team.
Or making girls squirt.
What the hell?
What, you didn't like that segment about his Warsaw football?
Oh, my God. I don't want to talk smack.
What was wrong with
it? Listen. I get sports that people want to talk about sports. I don't find sports interesting at all. I understand that other people do. I understand that not everybody is like me. I understand not everybody is interested in studying metabolism and the benefits of cold plunge and intermittent fasting. I understand that not everybody likes that, okay? I get that people like sports. I get people enjoy discussing their fantasy sports teams and the stats and if their team will win or they won't win or the my bookie. I get that. I can understand that.
My bookie, you can win money though.
I understand. I get it. But just like the gambling and the whatever. I get the allure of that. I don't find it fun or alluring, but I get that other people do. What I don't get is talking about your high school football team from 1984. Thinking other people find that interesting.
Well, those are your boys.
It's like, what the fuck? We're looking at this old-ass newspaper clipping of some fuckers that, you don't know anymore. This is 40 years ago.
Have you never looked back fondly at any team sport experiences you've had in your life?
Not to the point of, diving into them for more than 30, 35 minutes.
So you never built relationships with the people on your teams and you didn't talk to them outside of the sports that you played and spend time with them
I think
daily?
I think you're missing the point, right? It's not that I don't find it interesting. I look at those memories fondly. It's to think that other people want to hear about the fucking high school football team from 1984. That's what I'm saying.
To be fair, when you're Bubba the Love Sponge, people give a shit about 99% of the stuff he talks about. I understand. No, I understand what you're saying.
I get it. Listen, if you want to talk about current events, you want to talk about the Packers, you want to talk about a college team, fine. But, how many people went to Warsaw High?
A lot. If Indiana.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. That's fair to say, is just maybe it's me. But I was just kind of really? We're going to talk about high school football. At least talk about college football. At least these people are, real players. But I don't know. Again, maybe it's me. 813-90-BUBBA if you'd like to call in and contribute to the conversation. Poetic justice happened, I believe it was yesterday, or at least it was talked about yesterday. There was a video released yesterday. It probably didn't happen yesterday, but there was poetic justice. I believe it was in Tennessee, and no one covered it. Finally, a white woman was killed by two black police officers. You'd think there'd be some sort of celebration about it, but nothing. Not even a blip at all. Did you hear about this, Lummy?
No, I did not.
Of course you didn't. But had it been reversed, and I know we talk about this a lot, but it is just kind of making the point that we make all too often. If it were reversed, if it was a Breonna Taylor, was that her name?
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor? If it was, Georgina Floyd, we would have heard about this. Brian from Philly, $10. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. I'll give you a little. There was like a $300 donation, and I don't think they got a horn. Do you remember who that was?
What? Oh, yeah, Average Joe.
Average Joe. I'll give you a toot. Yeah, I think this happened in Tennessee, and a white woman, I guess, was on a rampage. Her and her fiance got into it. Let's see. Yeah, it's in Memphis. And I don't know if you guys saw the video. Can I just play it without... Do you think I'd get a copyright check for like a police video?
No, I don't think so. I think you're
good. So here you go. You let me know what you think about this. I saw this and I was shocked that it... I wasn't shocked that it wasn't bigger news, I guess. Nobody cared. But this bitch is crazy, for sure. She got into a fight with her fiance. Okay, before I play that, I'll just pause it really quickly. All right. She got into a fight with her fiance, I think. And she was riding around town in her white SUV on March 20th. So it happened a few months ago. She was waved down by cops. She complied, but then appeared to take off again. When she was eventually boxed in, the deputies approached her vehicle, shouted, and shot her multiple times. She died at the scene. I'm pretty sure, at least when I saw the video, and you guys let me know, I'm pretty sure she was waving her gun around. She was definitely armed, which, again, you go, okay, you can't do that. When the cops pull you over, you can't, A, speed away, and then B, wave the gun around, right? And I guess you could make the claim that she was mentally unwell. She apparently got into a fight with her fiance and left, and he called the cops. But then when they found her and tried to detain her, they had to shoot her. And she died. I think they shot her like 15 to 16 times.
Well, that's not too much.
And the fiance's mad, even though he was the one that... Oh, here it is. The reason Horton was stopped by police was because Morris, her fiance... had called them earlier that day to report the mom had pointed a gun at him during a domestic dispute over her drinking problems. So, no big deal. She's drunk driving and then, has a gun. She's waving around. It is what it is.
Is she a bigger girl?
No, she was actually really attractive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, attractive 43-year-old. I'll just pull this here so you can see this briefly. Like, not pretty strong, right? Like,
yeah,
for a mom.
In that picture.
Yeah, looks a little crazy. She got crazy eyes.
Yes.
Doesn't mean she's not hot, She looks good. Bitch looks good. So she died. Nobody even cared. No one talked about it. And I was really, not that it really matters, but it's a bit curious that both of the police officers that pulled her over were, I think, men of color, let's just say. And not even a hint of, well, maybe it was motivated by race. Now, here's the thing. The cops were in the right to shoot her ass.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. But no one is saying that it's racially motivated. No one's even talking about it. Now, it could be that it's buried by other bigger news stories, which could be the case. But
did you see where the Georgia sheriff shot the guy that was exonerated for 16 years in prison for wrongful?
Yeah, I did see that. That made Frontline CBS News.
And then he got shot himself for choking out the cop.
Yeah. You can't do that. Can't do that.
No, it was a white cop against an
African
American.
I know. It seems like most of the people that would be chanting, the BLM and stuff are they're a bit tied up with the pro-Palestine thing. So, lucky for us, we don't have more riots. Perhaps, I don't know.
Well,
but go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask. I guess I was going to say is, do you think that was a clean shoot? Because obviously this one, I haven't seen the video on the 16 shots. But do you think that one was a clean shoot?
Of what I read, yes.
Oh, you haven't seen the video?
No, I didn't see the video. I read about it. Did he try to grab?
He was He was choking him, and I think he was saying like
choking the cop.
Yeah, he's like, "You like that?"
Oh.
After the cop tased him.
The cop tased him. He somehow chokes him.
The guy
is he armed or is he grabbing the cop's gun?
No, he was just starting to. I'll send you. I just sent you the video.
All right, send me the video. I'm gonna play this one first, and then we'll.
I just sent you the video.
Oh,
I said that already.
You already said that. Hold on, I know what's going on here. It's not really a reverb. It's just I need to turn off the volume on the. There we go. Perfect. So let's take a look at this video right here. This is the Memphis mom getting pulled over. And she speeds away. They box her in. They tell her to like come out of the car, and I'm pretty sure I saw her waving a handgun at them, and then it was just boom, 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 boom. Here you go. It may be distressing, so just warning here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of nice they show you from multiple angles.
Get the truck! Get the truck! Get out the truck! Get the fucking hands! Too far!
Oh, I can't really see it in this light, but did you see her waving a handgun?
Yeah, she picked it up. She flashed the piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shots fired, 240, shots fired.
White woman dead. Yeah.
Did the other guy? I didn't want to watch the other guy. I just watched the one.
They both, I think, started firing at her.
So he started coming from the backside.
Yeah. They approached her. They flanked her from the right and the left, or more from the front and the side back. But yeah, they got her. They got her good. I couldn't stop watching this video because then they get you from another angle. They're like, okay, here we go. From this here, there's no audio here, but sorry, not for the lack of audio. But you can kind of see what's going on. He tries to break the window. This bitch is great. Up, reaches for something, and not the move when you got two guns. Yeah, it's game over. It must be a weird feeling as a cop where you're like, oh, I just killed somebody,
Yeah.
I was watching the last part of this video, and you just see the guy just pacing around. Like that must be pretty rough. You took someone's life. You know that it was a clean shoot. You did what you had to do. You eliminated the threat, but nevertheless, it's like not good. Let's see here. And you sent me the
other one.
This is the guy who was exonerated after 16 years, is now a free man. He is a free man, going to live his best life. And then I think he was out for like 3.5 years. And then gets into an altercation. Okay, let me see this.
2020.
This looks like a juicy one.
You ready for this?
I sure am, motherfucker.
Oh, you love golf.
Woo!
Do you enjoy watching the best players?
Nope. Okay.
We have some breaking news just into the newsroom. The Camden Sheriff's Office just released dash cam video of a deputy.
Is this what you sent me?
Killing a man after pulling him over for speeding.
It happened Monday morning on Interstate 95. 11 Live's Ron Jones is joining us now to break down the video and what led up to the shooting.
Get out!
All right, let's get to the juicy part.
I think they should. That wasn't what I.
And we want to warn you.
Hold on.
This is pretty hard to watch.
It said it's pretty hard to watch, Lemmy. I think you got the right. Is this it right here?
Yeah, it is, but.
Hold on, get out.
Put your hands back here.
I ain't do shit.
Put your damn hands back here. Who are you? Staff Sergeant of the Sheriff's Office. My name is Al Wayne. I don't care. Step to the rear of this vehicle. In the name of who? In the name of the law of the state of Georgia.
In the name of God. How is that? In the name of who? He's like, oh, fuck. No one's ever asked me that before. In the name of God.
I don't care. Step to the rear of this vehicle. In the name of who? In the name of the law of the state of Georgia.
Jesus Christ.
Here, now you're getting tased. Watch me now. Put your hands on the back of that truck. Do you see that? Put your hands on the back of that truck. The back of the truck. Both hands. Turn around.
What was he originally pulled over for?
He was going up over 100 on the highway, and in Georgia, that's an arrest.
Georgia don't fuck around with people who drive fast.
Nope.
No, they do not.
34, can you send me another unit? One non-compliant.
I mean, all right. I have a feeling.
Your name is Officer who? Staff Sergeant Aldridge with the Camden County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Camden County. Put your hand behind your back. Do I have a warrant? Wait. No. Excuse me. Either put your hands behind your back or you're getting tased. I'm telling you that right now. Why am I getting tased? Because you are under arrest for speeding and reckless driving. I'm not driving. Nobody was hurt. How was I speeding? You passed me doing 100 miles an hour. Okay, so that's a speeding ticket, right? Sir, tickets in the state of Georgia are criminal offenses. I don't have a ticket in Georgia. You do now? Why? You passed me doing 100 miles an hour. Hands behind your back. Yes, you are going to jail. Hands behind your back.
Did he tased him, right?
Yeah.
Put your hands.
Did that motherfucker?
He did not.
Oh my God, that is one tough cookie.
Behind your back. Yes, you are going to jail.
Ooh.
Hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. He's gonna like go into oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
Okay, this is such a weird. Oh!
The guy's Billy Club out.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't do that to a cop.
That we don't want to show everything.
And then he got shot, and then the cop got his gun and shot him in the stomach once.
That's
while
crazy.
While he was still getting choked, he shot him to get him off of him because he couldn't get off of him.
Was he choking him, or was he just like?
No, he was choking him.
He was choking. Yeah, he was definitely going after him.
Or was it like was he grabbing his chin?
No, he was.
I gotta see it again. I'm sorry. All right, let's see. Oh, so it was round. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh.
Right there. He has his thumb in his throat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That we don't want to show everything because moments
Yeah,
later,
can't do that.
the deputy actually shoots Cure.
Cannot.
Can't do that.
I just want to see their spin on it.
Shooting. Then more first responders, they show up on the scene, and about 4 minutes later after the shooting, officials began to perform CPR. Now, the sheriff's office says that they wanted to make that video available to the public to show how the incident escalated to the point of extreme use of force, guys.
Yeah, Ron, a lot of folks have been talking about this, wanting more information about what's going on. We do know that you are a former police sergeant. You have a lot of history also as a training officer. So what did you make of what you were able to see?
Well, first of all, I don't want to be a Monday morning quarterback, but I do have a few questions here, such as why did the officer demand, as soon as he got there to the scene, that Mr. Cure get out of the truck? Why didn't he walk to the passenger side? These are questions that I would be asking, especially with so much traffic there. Could he have used a better de-escalation approach as he was walking to the vehicle? Did he call for backup before he got out of the vehicle? We heard him call for backup, but is there a different way he could have de-escalated the entire situation before it turned into gunfire? And of course, we're hoping to address some of those questions tonight on 11 Alive News at 11.
I mean, I guess questions you got to ask, but what about the other side? Like, this guy was a ticking time bomb, and that was going to happen no matter what. But do you have the actual video of the shot, or do they not show?
Yeah, no, I mean, I have the full thing.
Can I see it?
Yeah, hold on.
Is that, I mean, can we, maybe you don't want to show it?
We probably can't show it, but we can.
Can we watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can have the sound on as long as we don't show it.
Okay. Let's see here. Why is it 30?
Because it's the whole thing. There's him passing him by, so the shot is.
Okay, I feel like it's close to beginning here. Yeah, right here. Oh, there he goes down. Let's see. All right, they're wrestling. Sound on.
Your hands behind your back.
He's like, I'm not going back to jail.
No mas.
He's got to be high on something too, right?
Yeah.
Just to shake off a taser.
Yeah, pretty impressive. I mean, in the worst way. Oh no, you can't do that. I thought that was a fucking machete at first. It's like, God damn.
Right there.
Sit down. Sit down.
Okay, did he shoot him yet? No, right?
Yep, gave him ample time to stay down.
No, he shot him.
Oh, he did shoot it.
He shot him in the stomach, because he was trying to use the towel.
He's probably grabbing the gun too, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to think. Oh man.
I guess we just didn't hear the shot. Everybody yapping.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
Sorry.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, right
choking
there.
him out on the ground.
No, you can't hear the shot.
Sit down. Sit down.
All right.
Because like he tried to use his he said what, Billy Club, to get him off it, and he couldn't do it, so then he grabbed the gun to shoot him and to get him off.
Yeah, you can't do that. But just interesting where, you have the reverse situation in both circumstances, and one you hear about. And also because the twist, like he just got out of prison and exonerated and stuff like that. So it's like an extra like, oh man, what the fuck? You got out, you're living as a free man and you got to get yourself in this pickle. And obviously it didn't end well. So that's unfortunate.
Off a taser too.
Yeah, I mean, that's really impressive. I don't know if I could take that. Probably not. He barely even fucking budged.
I know.
Yeah.
He turned around and started swiping at him.
Yeah, PCP. Yeah, you know me. Do people do that anymore? Is PCP still a thing?
I don't know. Good question.
That is a great question.
We're more in that world than we are.
That's very true. No, not really. There was let's just make this a show all about fights, since we got a theme going on here. There was a courtroom brawl that breaks out after a mom of a 16-year-old murder victim claims the killer was laughing at her face. So she gives a testimony, victim statement, an impact statement to the court about this guy that killed her 16-year-old daughter. And I guess this guy was laughing at her, but Mama wasn't having it, and neither were the rest of her family members, and they went kind of crazy on his ass, which I know you have to keep order in the court, but also, like, if someone murdered your 16-year-old niece or daughter, I think it would be probably pretty hard to try to restrain yourself, especially when that murderer is laughing in your face while you're giving an impact statement. So here's a little bit of that. Oh. Just absolute mayhem. Oh, and he has his hands behind his back. Not. He's got hands.
Oh, he has a hurt arm.
Oh, he's got a sling. And I guess her uncle came in and, whoa, we got, I don't know who this bitch is with the mask. Oh, maybe one of his relatives. Just absolute mayhem. Just like pretty much the best thing that could probably ever happen in a boring courtroom is just absolute shenanigans. I'm trying to think of like the most epic fights I've ever seen and how awesome they were. There were a few, like in college and stuff, periodically they would pop up, and it was always just like the best, especially if you were at like a safe distance away. It was always super fun to watch. And then, you start yelling fight to, get a crowd going. It just, it just enhances the party atmosphere, especially when you went to like a drunk, the UCSB is my alma mater, and we called it, the University of Casual Sex and Beer. I really didn't do I didn't do any of the former, but I did drink quite heavily 4 years. Hello, who's this?
Hey, brothers, did somebody say PCP?
Yeah.
I love PCP.
This is Joe?
Yeah.
You've done PCP? I feel like I knew that.
Yes, I have.
You did like Angel Dust, which is PCP?
That's the same thing.
Oh, look at me. Look at me knowing things.
So I met a girl in October of 2015, and she was passing me blunts to smoke, and I had no idea why I was getting so high. And it turned out it was Angel Dust.
Okay,
and that set me on a tailspin of a daily chase of Angel Dust. That's all.
Okay, hold on. I got a lot of questions about Angel Dust because I know my way around marijuana, Molly, maybe a little bit of cocaine or a lot, and maybe I've dabbled with LSD. But when it comes to PCP, I really don't know too much at all. What is it? Kind of like meth? Does it give you methy vibes? Like I'm assuming it's a
no.
Okay, because you've done both.
Process first,
right?
Oh no! The only drug I've never tried is meth. I've never tried meth, and I never will.
That's
a bad drug.
That's where you make the red line that you don't cross. Okay,
100%.
PCP is fine. Fentanyl, heroin, whatever, but meth is absolute no.
Yeah, I've tried all the others too. I've been in the hospital on a fentanyl drip, and I tried heroin because the hot girl I was dating wanted me to try it.
The hot heroin addict you were dating. Yeah,
there's a lot of hot.
Listen, heroin chic was very in the early 90s with like Fiona Apple and Kate Moss. It was a look. It was a vibe.
Yeah.
My third PCA I had, she was a meth head, and she would do meth in my bathroom while she was working. And then she would help me with my sponge bath, and she'd be like doing my legs, and then her head would fall down and land right on my penis, and I had to wake her up.
So back to the PCP that you were smoking.
Yeah.
One salacious story at a time. You smoked PCP. What did you feel thereafter? And how long, like, what's the onset? Is it pretty, I'm assuming it's pretty quick after you smoke it. You feel like strong, right? Isn't that what Rodney King was on?
So the first,
when he lifted a car?
The first sensation, you feel unbelievable. You feel like you could, yes, exactly, lift a car, but lift 4 cars.
Wow.
Stacked on top of one another. But let me start with the sensation in the beginning. So the first is the smell. It smells like heavy black Sharpie.
Nice.
Good. Really, because what it is it's burnt mint leaves mixed with the PCP. So, and then they cook it. So it's already cooked.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you're already lighting stuff.
They already air fried it.
You line you line that in a blunt, and then you put a little tobacco so it burns evenly from a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then you just smoke that blunt. Now, as you take that first hit, you're getting that sweet taste of the burnt mint leaves, and that chemical PCP is just like, I'm trying to think of what I can liken it to, but it's just so delicious. So then you take 1 hit, and you're like, all right, we're getting somewhere. You take 2, and you're like, man, you know what? I ain't really that high yet. Let me just keep going. And then by the time you're halfway through the blunt, the thing's burnt through your fingers. You don't even know what's going on around you. You don't feel anything. And it's just so awesome. Yeah, but what you do feel is I've had, and there's bad trips too, but I've had so many positive mental experiences where I've gone places in my mind that I would have never gone otherwise. I opened up parts of my brain that I would never.
Is it a hallucinogenic drug, or is it just more of like a body high, like there's a lot of physiological effects that you like, or do you actually go transcend time and space like DMT or something?
You can transcend time and space, but the thing is, with every different situation, for some reason, like there's a guy that was local, that he sold angel dust, but it was so whack, it was so light, it wasn't potent. And then in Connecticut, they got the real angel dust, the OGs that are in there.
That's nice.
They're in the trap house. They're all like over 50 years old, and they're slinging bundles for $50 of giant bags of angel dust. Bring them back to Mass, chop them up, get some for free, flip it. You know the deal.
Yeah.
So I wrote all that in a written statement. I got arrested. I got caught with angel dust, so I got arrested. I went to jail.
Oh.
Well, I never told you why I was using it. See, the girl introduced it to me, but I was using it because it was the only thing that could alleviate the pain in my ankle. I could not walk otherwise. But if I smoked a little bit of angel dust, I could get up and I could walk.
That's interesting. Most people talk about, narcotics, Percocets, Oxys. You don't really hear someone going from like prescription to PCP. So you have a unique story, Joe.
Well, the craziest thing is, see, I was born in 79. I'm trying to do the math of 2015, but I'm thinking of other things right now. So I was that old before I even heard of PCP. I never even heard of it my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I was 35, but I'm glad there's somebody smarter. So I just couldn't figure out. And then I tried it. And then when you try it, it trumps all other drugs.
Really?
Nothing else works. I could take Percocets. They didn't work. Smoke weed, nothing. Everybody that I smoke dust with, they're all like, oh, weed? Really? Like, you smoke weed? You're dumb.
Okay.
Like, that's just the mindset. And the girls that I was with, I had one girl that was addicted to coke.
Yeah.
I had one girl that was addicted to heroin.
Okay.
And they both wanted to throw them out the window when they were dusted. I'm done. Go ahead.
I feel like you're bragging. But maybe not. But you enjoyed your experience doing angel dust. Because here's the thing about drugs is you never recommend them, but there were reasons why you did them. And you sometimes, at least maybe for me, and I'm sure other people in this room possibly, Macho Man, where you just you look on those the past and maybe the future, or even the present, and you look at those moments that you made on drugs very fondly. You're like, man, wouldn't recommend doing it to anybody, because you can't just say, hey, you should do cocaine or Molly or ecstasy. You can't tell people that, because we all know it's not great for your health, for your serotonin levels, for just basically the whole bill of health. It's not good for you, but super fun. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate PCP? Like, how much would you recommend the experience, where it's like, hey, maybe it's not good for you, but it opened my eyes. It gave me superhuman strength. It was just a good time. Sounds like you liked it. Tastes delicious.
It's so amazing. I've suggest against my better judgment. I've suggested it to people like my PCA. She had never tried it.
Yeah.
But then I found out that her best friend took over the business because the guy that was selling dust around here, he just died a couple of months ago in a car accident.
Yeah.
So she took his phone and she took over his business. So now she's slinging the dust.
Average Joe, $100 snipe.
Bye. Thank you. I did want to kind of go over this before we head out here today because I thought it was interesting and it kind of opened up a somewhat of an interesting debate online, and maybe Rhett can kind of speak to this because he's dating, he's out there, he's trying to meet people, trying to open to people. It's not easy. It's not easy to date in 2023. Doesn't matter who you are, it seems like. You think maybe for the only people it's really easy for super hot young chicks, right? Because they have their pick of the litter and that they don't really have to do much work. But the rest of us who maybe aren't as hot or maybe aren't as young or rich or are just male or whatever the case may be, struggle. It's hard out there. It's hard in these streets. And there was a situation that happened in a Starbucks in Texas, where I guess a woman was getting chatted up by some stranger. And he's talking to her, and the baristas see what's going on, and they can't really tell if this woman is liking this stranger coming up and chatting her up. And so one of them decides to deliver a drink with a little note on the cup that reads, "Are you okay? Do you want us to intervene? If you do, take the lid off the cup." So they're watching for the secret messaging, trying to be all Sneaky Jones. And they're getting a lot of credit online for helping this woman out and just kind of keeping their head on a swivel, which, fair enough. But then other people are like, what the fuck are guys supposed to do? Mm-hmm. Like, you try your best. You open to a woman you find attractive in public, and you're talking to her because you're just trying to, shoot your shot. And now you're getting blasted as a fucking creepy weirdo. So it seems like it's just a no-win situation for men trying to meet women in real life.
So you want Rhett's opinion on if he's ever been considered a creepy weirdo while you're sitting on a chick?
No. It's more so just like, does this sort of shit prevent you from trying to open to people in real life because you don't want to be labeled as a creepy weirdo? Now, here's the thing. If I was a man and I opened to a woman, I could probably tell in the first couple, maybe minute or two, that if she was interested or if she was like afraid or trying to get away from me. Like, I could probably read the body language pretty well. But if you can't, and maybe you just keep talking to her and she's uncomfortable but she doesn't want to be rude, maybe it's nice when you have some neighborly strangers ready to intervene and help you out. But then also, like, if you're just trying to shoot your shot and you're just talking to a chick for maybe 90 seconds or so, I don't think you should be blasted online for trying to make that attempt. So, I mean, Rhett, when you hear this sort of stuff, does that make you want to do this less? Or
I mean, I do think there is more of a stigma than there should be about people who approach other people in public. Mm-hmm. I think what stops a majority of the guys from doing that nowadays is stuff like this, or it's the example of a guy who is worried about sending an emotional text message because he's scared she's going to take a screenshot and she's going to send it to the group chat and show all her friends, or
right.
I guess it's this underlying anxiety of being I don't know about dogpiled on, but just being made out to be something that you're not when you're trying to be genuine. This is what happens to you when you try and open up, so I'm just not going to open up ever again.
Right.
That's kind of I think the consistent thought process with most guys my age.
Yeah, and probably just guys in general. You're just trying you're just trying. And listen, like, it is weird from the female perspective. Not that I have like guys hitting on me all the time. I do not now, and it's becoming less and less as I get older. And it could be because I'm trying less because I'm in a relationship, or I could also just be that I'm uglier than I was before. Both are plausible.
Brian from Philly, $10 super chat.
Thank you, Brian, very much.
It's super easy nowadays. You just have to talk to him.
I know, but then it's like when I was a bit younger and I'd have people approach me. There were times where you'd you're trying to be nice about it. You don't want to be a dick, but then you being nice a lot of times, because I feel, and I could be wrong about
Makes
this.
them feel like they can stick around.
Yeah, I feel
they don't really pick up on cues.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys with pretty low EQs, like emotional quotients, so they can't really pick up on body language, and they think that someone being nice to you is them like interested. Where as a woman, many women are very agreeable. Women tend to, I know you don't think that, but mostly women score higher on agreeableness than men do typically. They don't really like confrontation. They don't really want to make a scene. They don't want to make anybody feel bad. Again, this isn't all women, certainly, but a lot of them are just like, I don't want to be mean. I'm a nice person. But you kind of almost have to be a bitch sometimes for them to get the memo that, hey, get the fuck away from me. So I don't know. I feel like with this, I can't really make a determination unless I actually saw the interaction. And, and I think maybe you should tell women, listen, I am not interested, let them know that they can be nice and also tell someone to go away. You don't have to just be a bitch. You don't have to say, I hate all men and they're creepy and weird. Big E 7375, $20 on the super chat. Thank you guys very, very, very much for all your support. We certainly need it. So I don't know. I kind of feel bad for guys sometimes, and it's weird because we tell women that you're strong and you're independent. You don't need anybody, but it's like, but you also don't have the balls or the moxie to tell a guy, hey, I'm not interested. Could you please leave me alone? It's like somehow you're incapable of doing that, and you need the help of the community because you are just, hey, I'm just a little girl and I need help. But so it's kind of like this weird dual, messaging that we're telling our girls that they're strong, independent, they don't need anybody, but also, they do need the help of the community because they might be stuck in a situation where a stranger's talking to them and they don't like it.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that I've always heard from a lot of different women, they're worried that if they're just straight up and tell him no, they're worried about what his reaction is going to be. If he's drunk, is he going to get emotional and angry? Is he going to start hitting me? Is he going to attack me? Which is just seems like a very, not rare situation because obviously these things happen, but I mean, every single dude who comes up and talks to you, I don't think their first response when getting rejected is going to be to get physical or get violent or whatever. But I mean, that is a common theme that a lot of women view a lot of men, most men, as just naturally violent and, a threat.
Right. Well, here's what I would say to that. Number one, there are men who will kill you when you say no, like the Natalie Holloway deal, for example. But maybe try to keep your head in a swivel. Maybe don't be on a remote beach with a guy that you just met, and then he, you tell him no, and then he apparently he hit her in the head with a cinder block, put her body in the water, and then went back to his hotel and watched porn.
Yeah, right.
In that order. Apparently, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the story that they were telling. Now, that can happen, certainly, but when you're in a Starbucks, and there's people around that are watching your interaction clearly, the baristas are ready to step in, the barista army over here.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something about men, okay? And I know you're like, get out of guys, shut the fuck up. Guys that open to women are very, very used to getting rejected. Guys that cold open to women all the time aren't really affected by rejection because they do that shit all the fucking time. Like at a club, if you're getting approached by guys who are they're doing that to everybody. They're going to be talking to another girl in 3 minutes. They don't give a fuck because they're just like, fuck it. I'm going to just shoot my shot with everybody. We'll see what sticks. So you telling a guy like that no, you're probably going to be just fine. He probably gets rejected all the time.
Brian Philly, 5 super chat.
Thank you so much.
You were clueless when it comes to dating in 2023.
Me?
I don't know. That's what he just said.
Oh, well, call in, Brian. Let me know what's going on. Maybe you're a little bit older. You're a little bit more savvy. Are you cold opening to women? Because I feel like that's something you don't really see too often anymore. It seems like everybody, like 90% of everyone is meeting their significant other online, whether it's farmers.org or Tinder or Bumble.
Farmers.org.
I don't know. I've seen shit for where gluten-free singles, I'm not even fucking kidding you.
Farmer's daughter.
Yeah, whatever. It's just you find, I've seen ones where it's people with herpes. It's that's pretty cool. Nice. We both have herpes. We can't double jeopardy. We can't give it to each other again. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. But I don't really see anybody meeting anyone cold anymore. Maybe I'm sure at clubs, you can chat someone up over a drink or something like that. You can finesse it when there's when you got some liquid courage in you. But just at a Starbucks, like that's balls.
Well, I mean, Red picked up a chick cold call.
I think she picked up him. Isn't that right? Like she sat next to you. I think that's how that started.
I thought Red
said she wanted to buy him a drink, but she sat.
She was sitting there for a minute.
Yeah.
She had been there for a little while. Sorry, I'm multitasking.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I think if I remember correctly, that like she closed the distance on Rhett, which made it very easy for him to be like, "Can I buy you a drink?"
She was definitely easy to talk to.
Yeah,
it was. That's the biggest thing is that you can tell within the first few seconds of talking to someone what kind of I guess person they are to have a conversation with. Sorry,
no, do your thing.
I know I'm not making sense.
No, you're good. You're good. We got a call. Maybe it's Brian. Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's Brian.
Hey, Brian. What's going on?
Dude, I walk up to women and talk to them all the time. Totally, it works. Unbelievable.
Can you take me off Bluetooth or something?
Yeah, he's calling from underground.
You can barely hear me.
That's okay. All right, you're calling from the bomb shelter in Gaza. Go ahead.
I walk up to them and talk to them all the time. It's never a problem.
I understand, but you're also not like a young man who's afraid of rejection. I feel like you are at the point where you don't give a fuck. I've talked to you about things before, and you're just kind of like, let it eat. Fuck, you don't want it? No problem.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. But you probably weren't always like that, though, were you?
Yeah, well, very for 18 years.
Well, I mean, like before that, say, when you were a young man.
Yeah, I was.
You were? Okay. It's just that's how you operate.
Brian from Philly.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
It's a lot of guys are afraid to walk up to girls and talk to them now. They just don't know how to do it.
Well, don't you think it's because everybody does everything online and no one communicates in person and everyone is like 80% autistic from the get?
Well, that's why it works out better for me because you talk to them, you meet them, you're getting to it.
Right.
I just met someone on Sunday. She came over 2 nights ago.
Now,
great.
I'm getting like 80% of what you're saying. What is do you have a go-to opener? Like, say you see a woman that you're attracted to at a coffee shop or whatever. Do you have an opener? Do you just say, "Hi, my name's Brian"? Like, what do you do?
I say, "Hi, my name's Brian." And sometimes I'll say,
what?
Hey, I'm Brian. Yo.
Can you repeat that? I want to hear what you're saying. Your connection is horrible.
I know, you can barely hear him.
You got to be funny. You got to be funny.
No. Don't tell me you got to be funny. What do you say? Like, give me the script.
I introduce myself, Brian.
Yeah.
I say my full name, and I say where you're from. I'm Del Rey, visiting, what's your story?
Okay.
I'm taking notes.
That's all right. Yeah, so you just kind of just, the best opener is just an opener. Just saying hello, my name is whatever. Okay.
I can't talk now because I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I summoned you. All right, Brian. It's really hard to hear you, buddy. Thank you for everything. Appreciate you. Maybe hopefully we'll see you at 199. Okay.
Yeah, yo.
I couldn't hear shit.
Chicks here.
Oh,
yo.
man. If anyone else would like to call in and share their openers that work 60% of the time, every time, 813-90 Bubba. Now, Lummy, I know you're a faithfully married man, but if you can try to remember the Lummy of yesteryear when you were yourself were a young single lad, how would you meet women? Were you just mostly just like drunk at a party or at the casino?
Nah, if I met people, just going out with friends, going to a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and just randomly going up and talking to some if I didn't know them already.
Really?
Yeah.
You would open to people? Because I imagine that because you're so like fun and big that people would like come up to you. Like I could see women approaching you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Saying stuff.
That's happened too. But no, if I had to go up to someone, I'd pick. Maybe I go stand by them and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Or it just all depends on the situation.
I see. Okay, interesting. I'm trying to think about things that have been used on me. I used to read a lot of The Game, but by Neil Strauss and The Mystery Method and stuff. And some of the tips that they give, I'd be like, that is fucking weird as shit. And I don't think anyone could really pull that off. But some of them I think were pretty useful. Like one that I heard that I think would probably work is asking for like a very small favor. You know, like say you're at a bar and you're trying to deliver drinks to the rest of your friends that are at a table behind you. You could be like, hey, could you hold the space, or could you watch these drinks while I deliver, these 2 beers to my friend? And then you come back and you get the rest of the drinks, and then you're like, hey, like, thanks again. Like, what's your name? And then it kind of just now you're already having a conversation.
Or you could buy her a drink, say, I owe you a drink for holding my space.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. But if you ask someone for a small favor, one that they can pretty much do without any effort, that kind of like leaves the door open for conversation, but isn't like a, hey, baby, what's going on? I'm Brian from Philly sort of a thing.
Yeah, I want to take you out back on the top of the dumpster and rail you.
Yeah, right, exactly. That can be nice too. But I certainly do feel for guys because it's hard to approach. Because I've thought about that before. Like I'd be at a club, right? Maybe sober, I just out and about, and I'd see like a guy that I found attractive back in the day, not anytime recently. And I'm like, what the fuck would I even say? Like, I'm thinking I would never approach them. But I'm like, if I did, what the fuck would I even say? I don't know. So I can only imagine that the same sort of thing goes on in guys' heads where they're just like, man, that girl is pretty, but like, what the fuck? And if you do it in public and you're having a conversation where other people can hear you, then if a rejection happens, it's going to be very public. And even if the conversation goes well, it's still going to be awkward, It's still going to be like, can I take you out sometime? Ooh. And even if she's like, yeah, it's like, yeah. And then you're like, oh, cool. Do you have an Instagram? Where's it? What's your number? Like, it's still going to be fucking jerky and like awkward.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it's like a lose-lose, but I don't know. I give people a lot of credit for going up there and trying it. I think I've done that before. Like, I think I've had people come up to me and I go, listen, I can't because whatever, I'm in a relationship or whatnot. But like, keep trying. Like that. Kudos for you for getting out there and being brave because it's not easy. And I don't know if they really wanted that pep talk. It was just like, all right, bitch, you said no. Enough is enough.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
But appreciate you. Yeah. 813-90 Bubba. So I think that is pretty much it for today. That was what? Like a good 45 minutes or so?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Let me thank you so much.
Of course.
Sticking around. Redicus, thank you for multitasking and sharing your personal stories with us. Macho Man, thank you for everything you do, making everything much more streamlined around here. Appreciate ya.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday's show. We're going to have, I think, Dr. Dan in and Kevin Hazlett, which is super exciting. He's having a Halloween party on Saturday.
Brian from Philly was in a tanning bed.
Oh, he was in a fucking tanning bed. Whatever, Brian. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.